And we're continuing coverage on the Brad Compher trial. The state has wrapped up its argument and called all of its witnesses. Yesterday, testimony again focused on DNA evidence, but this time the prosecution connected it to Compher. KPVI News that works for you, journalist Misty Inglet reports.
Wednesday, the state showed the jury an interview detectives Bush and Collins did with Brad Compher in 2011, 7 years after Norrie was killed. They asked Compher if he knew Norrie or was ever at her home. He said no. Even when detectives showed him they have his fingerprints at her home, Compher maintained he didn't remember being at her house. Also on the stand was Cindy Hall, a forensic scientist from the Idaho State Police Lab. She tested DNA from the cigarette butt and oral swabs police collected from Compher and tested those against the DNA swab from the handprint on Norrie's window that had the cut screen. Hall says the DNA matched, and there's a less than 1 in 93 trillion chance that DNA profile would match anyone other than Compher. The final witness for the state was Derek Cutler, who worked at Sorensen Labs in Salt Lake City in 2014. He tested Norrie's ring, multiple swabs from her sexual assault kit, and her fingernail clippings, and he says he got DNA samples from all of them. Those samples were compared to DNA samples from Compher, Rhea Wild, who was dating Norrie at the time of her death, and Robert Spillett, an initial suspect in the case. Those samples all matched Compher and excluded Wild and Spillett. Both DNA experts did confirm testing cannot show when a DNA sample was left on an object or how long it's been there. The defense will now begin calling their witnesses, including Tori Adamczyk, who was convicted, along with Brian Draper, of murdering Cassie Jo Stoddart in Pocatello in 2006. He is expected to take the stand Friday. Reporting in Bannock County, Misty Inglet, KPVI News that works for you.
KPVI has confirmed Adamczyk is now in custody in the Bannock County Jail, and you can find all updates on this trial at kpvi.com.